What's up, guys? This is Scott Ezzell. I'm going to be showing you guys my plans on running some Cat 6 cables throughout my house. Right now I actually have a wireless connection and no cables, so I'm pretty much starting from scratch. I was going to do this on my cell phone and show you guys room to room, but my phone actually took a nosedive to a glass of water in courtesy of my 1-year-old son, so I'm actually doing this from my desktop. So just bear with me. I did decide that I will be running my cables underneath my house due to the fact that I have a lot easier of access of getting under my house than I do in my attic. So, and I figured it'd be a little bit easier going that route. So that's what I decided on as far as how I'm going to run my cables. First things first, we'll need to do the PAR, the Partner Acceptance Rating. I do have a wife, so I will be checking with her to make sure she's okay with this idea, with this project. Because, like they said in the video, if your wife or your partner is not on board with this idea, it could just be a big pain in the butt to them, which could turn into a disaster. So, luckily, my wife loves this idea, so we're good to go. I guess on my second step, we will need to gather all the tools and supplies that we may need for the job. The tools that I do have right now that I know we'll need is a drill set, a screwdriver set, a set of scissors, some Cat 6 cables, and we will get those a little bit later. I will need my crimp tool, some RJ45 connectors, a punch down tool, some needle nose pliers, a few keystones, a few face plates for the walls, a marker, and I'll need to purchase a switch. I do have a router in my house right now. Like I said, it's all wireless though, so I do not have a switch, so I will need to go get one. And then I will need to draw out a map of my house to show where I'm going to run my cables or where I'm going to run them. Like I said, I am going underneath my house to each room, so and I'll also need to show you guys where my switch and my router are going to be. I'll need to plan that out, so I'll draw this out for you guys real quick. Let's see, so here's my house. Right here we got the living room. Right here we have the bathroom. So that room we're not really worried about. Right here we got the master bedroom. Down here we got the kids' bedroom. Over here we do have the glorious man cave. And then we have the kitchen over here. That one we will also need to not worry about as well. So first things first, we need to decide where my switch and router are going to be placed, so we'll know where exactly to run the cables to. That all is going to go on this wall right here. And I'm actually going to put those on the same shelf, so that way I don't have to run a bunch of cables to the switch and then running a long cable to the router. So they're just going to be on the same shelf, make it that much easier. Alright, so first, my kids' device, their TV, I'll need to run a cable from the TV to the switch. That one we can just run through the wall right there, so that one will be easy. The master bedroom, I do have a TV in there as well, so we'll run a cable from right here where the TV is at all the way underneath, and then come up right here about where that where the kids TV cable is coming through the wall. And I also have a TV in the living room that we'll need to run. So that one will run across underneath the house and come up the same area where the cable for the master bedroom came out. So total, we've got these 3 cables that we're needing to run through the wall or underneath the house, however we're going to do those. And then also we're going to need to decide how many face plates we'll need. So we've got one right here where this cable is coming through, one right here, and then one right here in the kids' bedroom. And then those wires are going to come up and run straight to the switch. I will have a few more cables going to the switch, my computer, and a few systems that I have in my man cave. Those will be right near the switch as well, so we won't have to worry about burying those or anything. And then we've also got the switch going to the router, so we'll need to also get enough cable to make that connection as well. So there's the layout and where we'll be laying those cables. Kind of hard to see, I'm sorry. Alright. So we got the wall jacks figured out as well. Alright, and then pretty much after we plan out where the cables are going to be run, we'll need to take some measurements on how much Cat 6 cable I'll need, how many keystones, how many RJ45 connectors, and how many face plates we'll need for each bedroom. And after we figure out pretty much those amounts, we're ready to go make a supply run. We'll also need to make sure we pick up a switch while we're at it. Alright, after all the supplies are ready, we're pretty much ready to begin our project. We can start drilling a few holes in the walls and start to run some cable. And then, after the cables have been laid to each room, you can start to strip the ends of the Cat 6 cables and attach the RJ45 connectors to the ends going to the switch, and also attach the keystones to the wall jacks using the punch down tool. Using the punch down tool to connect those cables to the keystones, and then also using the crimping tool to connect the RJ45 connectors. See, and after the wall jacks have been set and the face plates have been put on, we can configure and run the cables from the wall drops to the systems. And also we'll need to attach the RJ45 connectors to those cables, and also the RJ45 connectors on the cables that are going to the switch. That way they can be connected. And then we've also got the cable going from the switch to the router. And like I said, on that one, they're right next to each other, so we've only got to do about 1 foot to 2 foot to give us to go between those two. So that one's not going to be very long. That should be an easy cable with the RJ45 connectors on both ends. And pretty much once everything's been ran, we can make all of our connections and plug everything in and see if we establish a connection. And pretty much at that point, our fingers are crossed. Hopefully it all connects like it should. And yeah, these have been my plans for running my Cat 6 cables throughout my house, everywhere that the Ethernet connection is needed. Thanks, guys.